Now, conservationists say that they're extremely concerned at the news that bird flu is spreading to animals in the wild. It's been confirmed that a harbour porpoise found on the East Yorkshire coast earlier this year was the first marine mammal in the UK to have died from the virus. H5N1, as it's known by scientists, has already killed millions of farm chickens and turkeys in the UK, seabirds on the east coast and also grey seals in Cornwall. Well, the government says the risks of widespread infection to mammals remains low. Here's our environment correspondent Paul Murphy.
Porpoises, whales and dolphins are regularly spotted off Yorkshire's east coast, an area rich in birds and sea mammals. And so the confirmation that a dead porpoise was infected with bird flu here is a real worry.
We're very lucky in Yorkshire to have a wealth of incredible wildlife along our coastline, and the fact that this is kind of transferring between species is really, really concerning. Our seabirds are just returning to the Yorkshire cliffs now, so we'll be watching very carefully to check for signs of avian flu.
Tens of thousands of commercially reared chickens and turkeys have died in the latest bird flu outbreak, which began last autumn. Wild birds have perished too along the east coast. Seals, dolphins, otters and foxes have now been added to that list. The government says the risk of bird flu spreading from birds to mammals remains extremely low. Nevertheless, scientists are increasing their surveillance of wildlife deaths in areas where bird flu is known to be present. Scientists have been conducting dozens of bird autopsies, but work on infection in mammals is now their focus.
We haven't got evidence that these viruses can maintain in those populations, but we are doing more surveillance. But it's targeted, it's looking for where there is a real risk of spillover into mammals so we can be watchful.
The Lincolnshire coastline's home to thousands of seals, and every year this rescue centre takes in the injured, abandoned or sick. But might that need to stop if there's a deadly virus in the wild seal population out at sea?
We've got a lot of seals on site that are doing very well. We've got our resident animals as well, including penguins that are a very rare species of penguins. So being uncertain about the animals that are out there, whether they are carrying a deadly disease, it's quite concerning for us because we don't know where our next step should be.
The threat to humans from the H5N1 virus is said to be very low. Its spread from birds to mammals remains on a very small scale. But there is an urgency to better understand why and how this is happening. Paul Murphy, BBC Look North, Skegness.
Yeah, very sad. We certainly need to learn more. Bird flu killing their harbour porpoise. Now this is